Hey guys, welcome back for another video. What we're going to be doing today is we'll be doing an in-depth breakdown and prediction on our Monday night game we have coming up for our wild card. The first week of the NFL playoffs. We already have the Saturday games in. The Sunday games are going on today. We already have that prediction video out. Make sure to check that one out. But we're going to be focusing solely on our Monday night matchup, the Minnesota Vikings versus the LA Rams. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. We're going to be predicting the outcome. Who's going to win, who's going to lose, and we'll also try to predict the final score, and we'll touch on the best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. There's a lot going on in the world of football this week. First week of the NFL playoffs. We also have the College Football National Championship coming up next week. If you're a football fan, if you're a sports fan, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can follow along with us. So this game on Monday, the Vikings versus the Rams, this is one of the more complicated games to pick this week because obviously the Vikings did not finish the regular season the way they wanted to finish the regular season. Their very last game, they got curb stomped by the Detroit Lions, had a very conservative play calling, so they had a lot of momentum to finish the season, but they weren't able to complete the season with that momentum because they lost that final game. They lost the number one seed to the Lions, and they are playing the Rams. The Rams are fully rested. The Rams are fully healthy right now. They have an offense that can typically compete with anyone. They are built to get into a shootout on offense. Yes, they only went 10-7, but they had a really good second half of the season. They have the momentum going into the playoffs. They have the veteran quarterback. They have a really deep wide receiver core. And they have a great running game. A lot of questions on defense, but they can score with you. If the Vikings come into this game playing the same way on offense they played versus the Lions, there's going to be issues here. They definitely can't turn the ball over. If you turn the ball over versus the Rams are going to turn those turnovers into points. Right now, Minnesota 14-3, January 13th, 8 p.m., the NFC Wildcard game versus the 10-7 LA Rams. Vikings, very slight favorites here. 53.9% chance to win this game. They are 1.5-point favorites. Over in here is 47.5. But let's call this game what it is. It's a 50-50 pick 'em practically. This game could go either way. Even though the Vikings are favored, I would in no way be surprised if the Rams pull off the victory here. Veteran quarterback, great offense, they have the momentum, but we know what the regular story is for the Vikings. Great regular season, and then they get to the playoffs, they completely fall apart, but there's a new quarterback here. This is a new year. Maybe they can get over that hurdle, and maybe they can get to the second round. On paper, a really good roster, a really good quarterback play. This is a team throughout this season kept surprising people, had Super Bowl aspirations this season. They cannot afford to go home in the first round. Right now, when you're looking at the Vikings, obviously they're going to be led by Sam Darnold. Had a great season, came out of nowhere this season, took over for J.J. McCarthy. He goes down with the injury, and he's been slinging it up and down the field the entire season. Better first half than second half, but still a solid second half of the season. Finished with just under 4,400 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 picks. They have a top 10 overall offense, averaging 25.4 points a game. But it is what it is. The last couple games, their offense has slowly been declining. Still a great offense. They can still score points. And at least you know that on the Rams defense, there should be opportunities for you to vertically push the ball down the field. They're throwing for 237.8. They're running for 109.1. And they still have that solid defense, giving up 19.5 points a game. They have a top 8 defense in the NFL. Where the Vikings have their weaknesses is their secondary. They give up 242 passing yards per game. That does not bode well versus the Rams here. The Rams have a passing offense. They have Stafford. He's a gunslinger. Vikings give up a lot of points through the air. A bottom 10 secondary right now. But where they have their pros, where they have their strengths, is their rush defense. Only giving up 93.4 on the ground. That's number 3 in the NFL. Yes, you can throw on them, but it's going to be very difficult to run on them. Rams have a pretty decent rush offense, but will they be able to get Williams going here versus an aggressive front seven from the Vikings? And then looking at the Rams, obviously, they are led by Sam Darnold. 3,800 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 8 picks. But don't judge them by that record. They were down a lot of their starters throughout the season. Once they started getting everyone back, Nakua, Cooper Kupp, Atwell, that's really when the offense started going. They're going to have their guys this game. They're going to be ready to go. They're fully rested. They've rested all of their starters in Week 18. That's not the case for the Vikings, but obviously the Vikings had to win that game. Right now, the Rams, they come in, they're averaging 21.6 points a game. They throw for a 227.5. They run for 103.8, and their defense gives up 22.7. That's actually not as bad as it was first half of the season. They were hovering around 25 to 26 points given up per game. But when they got their offensive starters back, obviously, they started to get better time of possession, started to give their defense some breathers. So their defense has been playing better recently, but there's going to be opportunities for the Vikings to move the ball. The Rams are giving up 223.1 through the air, 130 on the ground. They give up a lot of rushing yards. Minnesota, Sam Darnold hasn't played the best the last couple of games. Still overall great season. If you can get the ground game going, you can keep the turnovers down. You can control the time of possession. A good run game is going to open up that play action. That's when you get Sam Darnold throwing 30, 40-yard bombs to Justin Jefferson down the field. Dominating the game on the ground, at the line of scrimmage, in the trenches. That's going to be the key for both of these teams to win this game. Looking at the playmakers here, obviously for the Vikings, they have Sam Darnold. They have Aaron Jones Jr. He has 1,150 rushing yards this season. And they have who is quite possibly the best, the most threatening wide receiver in the NFL, Justin Jefferson, 1,533 yards. When it's third and long, he's getting the ball, but he's not just getting you the first down. He's not just getting you 10 yards. This guy's picking up 20 to 30 yards practically every single catch. He's the go-to guy. No one has been able to stop him yet, so I find it hard to believe that the Rams and their questionable secondary will be able to stop him this game. He's going to have a big game here. And then obviously looking at the Rams, they are loaded on offense. They have Williams he's 1 yard shy of 1,300, and he missed a lot of time this season, and also missed Week 18. They have Nakua, Cooper Kupp, Atwell. It's the offense where the Rams are the most threatening. That's where you could see where the potential upset can happen this game. Like I said at the onset of the video, this game is practically a 50-50 pick'em. I wouldn't be surprised who wins this game. I don't personally want to go anywhere near this game because either team can pull this one out. Both teams have their strengths, both teams have their weaknesses, but it's strength on strength here. Great defensive line, a rushing attack, passing attack versus a questionable secondary. Ultimately, I'm going to go with the Vikings pulling off a very close win here, 27-24. I have them covering the spread, and we're going to go with the over. But if that score was flip-flopped, it would not surprise me at all. But I have the Vikings pulling it out, getting a close win, moving on to the second round. So that's our breakdown of our Monday night game, the Vikings versus the Rams. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop it below, and I will respond. Thank you.